Hannah Montana was a popular Disney Channel TV show that ran from 2006 to 2011. The show followed the life of Miley Stewart, a teenage girl who secretly lives a double life as a pop star. The show's success launched the career of Miley Cyrus, and according to Business Insider, the IP made Disney somewhere around $1 billion. Hannah Montana was everywhere. She was on TV, dolls, bedroom decor, a clothing line at Walmart, a whole 3D concert movie, and video games. There are 5 official Hannah Montana video games for various consoles, and I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and also experience the games that I never got to play as a kid. For the sake of time, I'm going to focus on console titles in this video, but Hannah Montana was everywhere. There were 2 mobile games, hundreds of flash games, including ones on the Disney Channel Games website, 4 plug-and-play TV games, as well as DVD games and handhelds. And not to flex, but this is my original limited edition Hannah Montana PSP. With all of that being said, our girl Miley had so much IP, and I simply don't have the time or the money to track all of that down. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into the colorful world of Hannah Montana games. First up, we have Hannah Montana for the Nintendo DS, released on October 10th, 2006. This game sold over 1.3 million copies. In this game, you play as Miley and Lily as they search for clues to unmask the person trying to expose Miley's double life. The game opens with Robbie Ray waking up Miley to tell her about a ransom note he found at the front porch. Oh my god, they know where we live. This note threatens to expose Miley's secret life as a pop star. He tells us to go to school and find Lily. Maybe she can help us, because why would a father help his daughter with a stalker who knows their address? We run around the school looking for clues, and then we do the same at the beach and the mall. There's also a dress-up minigame, but I think I was doing it wrong, or it doesn't actually change our appearance in-game. There's also a skateboard minigame, which I absolutely hated. Also, to make dialogue choices, you had to draw a shape with the touchpad. It's an interesting application of the Nintendo's touchpad technology, but the UX designer in me would like a word. Back at the mall, we had to blackmail our brother and come up with some sick comebacks against the mean girls to get past them. Side note, did anyone else think Disney Channel kind of made them mean as kids, or was that just me? Finally, we've reached the end of the day. I head back to my room, argue with my brother, and Hannah Montana is there. Wait, but I'm Hannah Montana. How's that? Oh, it was all just a dream. Oh no, wait, now it's actually happening. But it's too late. I already closed the game. Quick TLDR for the rest of the game. It's everything we just did 2 more times, and then we finally get to the bottom of this mystery. It's a surprise party. Yay! This game plays like a mystery game, and I was not expecting that. I fully thought that every game in this series was going to be a rhythm game, but this one did not have any music element to it at all. If I had picked this game up at 6 years old, I would have gotten stuck in the first 10 minutes and never played again, because that's what happened to me playing it as a 25-year-old. Literally, within the first 10 minutes, I was exploring the school. I could not find the item that I needed to progress, or the person or the door. I don't remember what it was. I just remember being stuck. I'm not going to be picky about the story here. It was fine. It's a kid's game, you know? Although, I really don't like the "it was all a dream" trope. That was so popular in the 2000s. What was that for? And I really wasn't expecting no music involved. Why did they choose a skateboarding minigame instead of a music minigame? I don't know, just feels weird, but whatever. Overall, I give Hannah Montana for the Nintendo DS 1 achy breaky heart out of 5. Next up, we have Hannah Montana Music Jam for the Nintendo DS, released on November 7th, 2007. In this game, you play as Miley and Hannah as she juggles commitments to her friends, family, and career. There's another pop star on the rise that we're competing with as well, and you have to be aware of how much time you're giving to each area. Spend too much time on your music, your friends will be upset, but you've also got to keep up with your schoolwork, and don't stay away from the stage for too long because you'll forget your dance moves. Now, props to them, because this is so realistic, maybe a little too much, but the difference between this game and the last game is like night and day. It's full of different mini games that are relevant to the story. There's playing guitar, photography, dress up, and ice skating. You can make your own music and even form your own band using Download Play. I actually forgot how much I used that feature as a kid. I was mooching off of everyone and way too obsessed with Luigi's Casino. Visually, this game looks a little weird. The character models are kind of horrifying. to be honest, and it's more of a 3D look than the last game, which I prefer in this case, but genuinely, it's a really fun little game. A lot of my opinions in this video are based on how I would have felt as a kid playing it, and let's just say 7-year-old Kat would have been stoked. I felt like it was pretty straightforward, not too hard, not too easy. I did run into some problems with the music video feature. Either my brain is too smooth for this, or it just didn't work. I don't know. I had to meet a certain score to beat the other artist, but nothing I did made a difference. No, I'm not sure if you're supposed to fail the first time or like what the deal is. I immediately lost my lead over the rival pop star, and I gave up and closed the game. This game is more what I thought the first game would be like. In comparison to that, it's 100 times more enjoyable to play. It's not strictly linear, and there's plenty to do outside of the main story. Overall, I give Hannah Montana Music Jam 3 achy breaky hearts out of 5. The next game on our list is Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour for the PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii, released on November 7th, 2007. That is the same day as the last game. This is the game that inspired me to make this video. Last year, I was browsing my local game store, and I was stopped dead in my tracks. I had this game for the Wii, and I remember playing it a lot, but I also remember it being really difficult. Although back then, my brain was really not connected to the rest of my body. Like, I had no coordination, and I'm pretty sure I just ran around the mall and played dress up. In this game, you play as Hannah Montana on her tour around the world. At every stop, there's new songs and new moves for you to learn, as well as places to shop. Interestingly, this game plays like a continuation of the TV show. There's cutscenes that are scripted like bits in the show, Jackson being the annoying older brother, ladies man Smokin' Oaken, and your high-strung best friend Lily. You get the performance tutorial, and then you're free to make outfits and practice songs. This game is more focused on dancing and gaining fans. You gain fans by getting a high score during your performances, and by doing mini games while you're out shopping. After practicing my moves, I headed to the infamous mall. I absolutely did just spend all my time here as a kid. I remember now. Here you can buy clothes to wear and gain fans by posing for photos and signing autographs. In other shopping areas, you can play the guitar to earn fans too. I headed back to the dressing room and hit the stage for my first show. Performances are where the motion controls really come into play. This game is played with the Wiimote and the nunchuck, and you do the movements according to the directions on screen. Like I said, I remember this being really hard as a kid, but I fear I might have just not known what I was doing, or maybe didn't pay attention to the tutorial. Both of those are entirely possible. As an adult with fully functioning hand-eye coordination, this was way easier than I remember. All things considered, motion controls don't always pick up your movements correctly, but in general, I think it did pretty okay. I was low-key having the time of my life. Like, throwback of the century for me. I was giving my best Y2K looks and absolutely tearing it up on stage. The motion control moves do get a little more complicated as you progress, and I did kind of get sick of learning new moves after a little while. Like, how many damn gestures can the Wii really understand? I was just jamming out to songs that I grew up with, playing dress up, shopping simulator. Like, I loved this. I actually went back to finish this on stream because I enjoyed it so much. It was simple enough in gameplay that even as a kid who couldn't do the performances, I still remember the game fondly. Ultimately, there is a nostalgia factor in this for me, so I can't completely give you an unbiased review. But overall, I give Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour 4 achy breaky hearts out of 5. Next up, we have Hannah Montana the movie, The Game. This one released on the PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, Nintendo DS, and PC on April 7th, 2009. If you're not familiar with the story of the movie, Robbie Ray thinks Miley is getting too entitled as a celebrity, so he brings her back to Tennessee where she reconnects with the community and her family. There's a love interest subplot with Travis, the family's farmhand, and the movie ends with her revealing her real identity on stage, with the crowd promising to keep her secret. The game plays along the same story, but we don't get to see her fight Tyra Banks. I was able to find a copy of this for the Wii at my local game store, but once I got a little further than the tutorial, it completely crashed out. I think it was a disc issue, but all of the buttons stopped working and I couldn't move. It was very strange. So I switched over to the PC version, which crashed a few times, but generally ran like normal. I actually played this game on stream in its entirety.
Forgot I wasn't talking to you.
Is this The Sims 2?
Why
is this giving Telltale Walking Dead?
Welcome.
The
Cute
perspective change is killing me. Horse races. Like I said, Uma Masume they got nothing on Hannah Montana, the movie, the game. Are we singing again? Sorry, I picked up the accent like a sponge. Oh, okay, we're singing again. This game does have a little bit more complicated controls. Some things just straight up didn't work. Could have been user error, but everything else I was pretty able to do. Thankfully, your ability to progress in this game was not really contingent on your ability to do the rhythm game features. We got to reconnect with Miley's horse girl energy, and the shopping and dress up features felt like it built off the last game. The rhythm game elements were mostly weaved into the story and were somewhat relevant to what was going on at the time. Overall, I really don't have much to say about this game. It felt like they took from previous games and built on it to make a more thoughtful version of a Hannah Montana game, along with it being kind of a condensed version of the movie. It was a good time. I enjoyed playing it with chat. We were having a blast. We were all reminiscing about how much we enjoyed Hannah Montana as kids. I had a great time, and I give Hannah Montana, the movie, the game, 4 achy bricky hearts out of 5. Finally, we have Hannah Montana Rock Out the Show, released exclusively for the PSP alongside the limited edition Lilac console on August 4th, 2009. I'd like to let the record show that I did not have this game despite having the PSP that came with it because I bought it off eBay in probably like 2012. I just thought it was pretty in purple. We are once again going on a world tour, but this time Robbie Ray is not with us, so we have to manage the shows on our own. It's our job to pick the set pieces, lighting, dress the backup dancers, and ourselves, as well as perform the songs with the rhythm controls. This is strictly a rhythm game. Yes, you can change the set pieces and dress the dancers and yourself, but you have to kind of stick to a certain theme. There's no shopping, there's no mini games, it's just pretty straightforward. There are kind of cutscenes. They're voice acted.
Sweet niblets!
You basically just plan your shows, run around to different areas of the stage during the performance. The outfits in this game were kind of It was right before they transitioned to the Hannah Montana Forever aesthetic. The cutscenes do feel like moments that you might see in the TV show. We are once again performing themed shows in the place where the show is themed. Nashville is getting a stereotypical country show. The Madagascar one, that feels wrong. Considering what the PSP was designed to play and other games I've played on it, this game felt a little bare bones, not much to it, especially for the last game in the series. Honestly, it's kind of what I expected for the first DS game. It could have been a DS game. It was very short though. I think it was only like 2 hours and I almost beat it. I don't use this word lightly, but we're approaching shovelware territory. Overall, I give Hannah Montana Rock Out the Show 1 achy breaky heart out of 5. Honestly, this was such a fun little side project. It's been a long time since I really thought about Hannah Montana and how much she meant to me as a kid. My older sister and I were completely obsessed with her, and I just know my parents had to be sick of it, although they did take us to the movie. None of these games were groundbreaking by any means, but I enjoyed them anyway, and I didn't get to play most of these as a kid. I grew up pretty low income, but I remember seeing these games in the big glass case and wondering what they would be like to play. It's nice that Disney was open to a wide range of platforms for these games too. It didn't matter if you had a game system or not, there was options for kids at low price points and higher, and I think that's something that we often overlook nowadays, and it was fun to play on these older consoles again. Were the Wii motion controls always this bad, be honest? It was also super easy to find these games as both ROMs and physical copies. I love having a reason to go to my game store and buy nostalgic things, so if you have suggestions for what nostalgic games to do next, let me know down below. If you enjoyed listening to me yap, you should subscribe and come back. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.